Alrighty guys, what is up? We're back with another video. Starting a little bit earlier than I thought. Let me just adjust my volume here. Alright, here we go. So the main threat for Chicago as of right now and for our area is going to be mostly strong winds and heavy rain. I think that we aren't, necessarily out of the woods for tornadoes yet. We are seeing a lot of tornadoes, especially we have a confirmed tornado, I believe, still. Yeah, PDS situation, particularly dangerous. I was watching this earlier, watching it on the news and everything. This is the definition of a hook couplet. You have wind that is going this way, and when that is going this way, and when they mix up, obviously that's where they spin up a tornado. That is a large and very dangerous tornado moving into Hobart, Indiana. This thing is probably going to push east for probably another 5-10 miles. We got another one right beneath it starting to form. Actually, we have three tornadoes right here. This one's definitely already, yeah, this one's on the ground, observed and confirmed. And then we have another one starting to form here, right about here, just south of Crown Point. And then we have another one right here, near Schneider, near Shelby. Those are going to move east as the night goes on. I'm going to bring us back here closer to our area. So it looks like they just have a tornado watch issued for Michigan. Uh, the tornado watch behind us should be allowed to expire. Actually, yeah, it did already expire. So now, yeah, and there goes that severe thunderstorm warning too as well. I could see this maybe be getting extended farther east. Um, as of right now, nothing crazy. The rain that we've seen with these though have been insane. I mean, we're looking at widespread totals of 3 inches, almost 4 inches. And this is just a recipe for disaster when it comes to flooding. We see we saw a huge tornado come through Kankakee County, I believe, near I think it was Essex, Gardner, Dwight, somewhere in this area. There was a large wedge tornado, EF2 plus for sure, and that I believe is the same cell that's pushing east into Indiana now. This is one of the biggest tornado warnings I think I've seen. That is just a crazy tornado warning. I'm gonna measure that out really quick. So that is a 35-mile wide tornado warning. That is insane. What that is pretty much is the fact that when these storms push east in a line, what happens is when they push east, they get caught up in some crosswinds, and these little QCLS tornadoes could spawn really quickly. Those are just brief, weak tornadoes. You'd probably miss them honestly if the rest of the storm wasn't there. So this tornado warning here in Indiana is getting extended into Charleston and South Haven. Still PDS, still on the ground, I would assume for sure. Yeah, on the ground for sure. It sucks that there are no storm chasers in that area. Um, we have got a bunch of good pictures though, for sure, of these tornadoes. A bunch of pictures of these storms. I could pull some up on my phone. I'll wait to do that after though. So right now we're looking at a lot of lightning. I could see it out my window and in the reflection, but we're looking at a lot of lightning in this little cluster of storms here. Nothing crazy. Probably some heavy winds at times. This really wasn't the day that we thought we would have, especially in northern Illinois, especially, along this corridor here. This was actually supposed to be where the highest risk was supposed to be. Don't get me wrong, we did definitely still see some severe weather and tornadoes. Actually, we saw a tornado. I'm not sure if it touched down, but there was definitely a tornado here in Kenosha, if not definitely a funnel cloud, Pleasant Prairie as well. Um, we saw a few out here near Oregon, whatever that is. We also saw, I think, a few out by Ottawa in Pontiac. But as of right now, I think that we're not out of the clear, obviously. but we're definitely we can let our guard off a little bit. I think that by the end of the night, we're definitely gonna notice tomorrow morning. I'm not sure if you hear that, but there's definitely thunder going on here. I think that tomorrow we're gonna find that there is extensive damage in this region here. I think that this is the hardest hit area. So what kind of limited the factor of these storms here was the fact that the atmosphere couldn't really restabilize after that morning rain we had. I can go back and look about 200 frames here. I think this is gonna be a little bit too far, but still, I'm gonna play this just to show. So this is 11 o'clock in the morning. So this was into the morning times. So this was the first wave of storms that we saw. We saw it kind of push east. Nothing crazy, not like what we expected. And then after this, we saw this kind of trailing showers, cluster of showers, and that's what really prevented us from getting, these crazy tornadoes like we're seeing down here more. The atmosphere did not have time to restabilize as it did in this area, and they had obviously, as we're seeing, they had a lot more tornadoes and a lot more severe reports. Um, a lot. Well, I think most of the damaging wind and flooding was actually up here near McHenry, and I know there was some near Rockford. Obviously, I do want to take a second to acknowledge that there is a flash flood warning for pretty much the whole Illinois-Wisconsin border, all the way down. They were seeing rain rates at about an inch and a half to 2 inches per hour, and that is it's not like snow. I mean, obviously, you get an inch and a half of rain, it's gonna run right off into the rivers, into the road. You get a clogged drain that's gonna pool. I'm gonna keep. This is more of an education type of thing. So on the radar here, when you get these two colors meet right here, green and yellow, and then the tighter it gets, the more defined the tornado is. The more you could tell that there's definitely a tornado there. We saw a bunch of those, and this is what I mean about the storm's pushing east and then getting caught in the crosswinds here. Especially because these storms are towering. They are way up in the atmosphere. These storms, some of them are actually more than 50,000 feet up in the atmosphere, which is even higher than the jet airplanes fly. I mean, that is way up there. If you go outside, I think, and still look, there is really high clouds. Like you could get a picture. They are way up there, and that causes kind of these downdrafts where you get these winds, the damaging winds that come straight down and they hit the ground and they kind of push off, and that's what gives you these straight line winds up to like 70, 80, sometimes higher. Uh, the good thing is we're not seeing like a full force, derecho, and that severe thunderstorm warning in King County was allowed to expire. So that is big. I don't think they're going to issue another one. If anything, maybe a special weather statement, nothing crazy. Now, I mean, most of the energy, I believe, is out of the atmosphere. I can look really quick at one of the models. I think that by now, most of the, I'll go by surface based Cape here. So yeah, so most of this energy is moving east. It's definitely weaker now. Now we're gonna see more kind of a hot zone start to trigger, where we're gonna see maybe some storms start to fire off here and progress east into Indiana, and that's why that tornado watch was extended. Pretty interesting thing we got going on here in northwest Indiana. Uh, we usually see, and it's kind of a weird thing. We usually see most of our tornadoes in, northern Illinois, kind of around this area here. It's kind of like a mini tornado alley. Actually, I should have extended that farther south, but it's kind of like a mini tornado alley where we see lots of tornadoes from pretty much anywhere north of I-88 to Kankakee down. all the way far south, way farther south, Danville, past that even. But that's where we see most of our, big, strong, violent tornadoes. And we see kind of the weaker ones in our little, suburbs over here, where we see like EF1, EF zeros. And then we got another little hot zone here that kind of continues from this one, just kind of pushes into northern Indiana here. And I'm gonna keep watching these. I'm gonna say, for people watching in our area, honestly, if you want, I mean, there's no like crazy severe threat right now, but if you not sure how light it is anymore. Oh wow, it is dark, and there's a lot of lightning. I would have to say, if you want, go look outside, go take some videos, because there's gonna be lots of lightning with these storms. I actually might go do that. There is Actually, I can show you on the radar here. There is a lot of lightning, especially clumped up here in northern DuPage into parts of southern northern Cook County, kind of the panhandle Cook County. There is lots of lightning. And these storms are going to continue throughout the evening, of course. Uh, they're going to be pushing northeast, I think at about 35 to 40 miles an hour. So we are going to get another good, little stretch of storms here, depending on where this kind of pushes. If it pushes this way and holds together, I'm going to have to say Bolingbrook, Naperville, Downers Grove, Wheaton, Lombard maybe, Romeoville, Orland Park. You guys are going to get some pretty heavy rain. And actually, I'd be kind of interested to see if anything does develop here because this is kind of a strong system. The winds aren't. I don't believe the winds are that strong with this. And there's a little bit of push in these. Maybe another. I don't think another severe thunderstorm warning is going to be issued here. But if when this does push, wow, that is a big tornado warning. So now, so here, all right, here's another little lesson here. So when you see these little kind of divots in these storms, this is the air getting pushed in, and it's kind of starting to, it circulates a little bit. I could actually show a good example of that if I look at the Kenosha tornado really quick. So that was a pretty interesting thing to see as well, because that was, you don't see a lot of tornadoes up there in Kenosha. I don't know what it is, but you see a lot of hail up here for some reason, big hail. Um, I'm gonna look. I believe it was around the 5 o'clock hour. I'll switch to this one. So again, I'm not gonna say we're fully out of the woods, but we are definitely not looking at anything crazy anymore. Here it is. So I want everybody to look right here at this little kind of divot here. Right about there. There is actually. Hold on, I got the green screen now. Hold on. Let me. I'm still getting used to this. I'm still figuring out how to use it. So I'm not sure if you guys can see right about it cuts off. Right. All right. So right here, this is kind of like the divot, where you see the air start to kind of flow in and it starts to swirl, and that's where we saw the Kenosha tornado. Actually, we saw a brief funnel cloud. It wasn't a big like wedge tornado or anything. Definitely a brief funnel cloud. If anything, if it did touch down, I'd say a rope tornado. The kind of skinny ones that usually aren't too strong, but really cool to like see. I mean, tornadoes are a beautiful thing to see, but it's just a shame of the damage they do. I'm gonna go back here and talk about what's going on right now. So this is not a PDS anymore, which is a good sign. I'll have to look at that velocity. Yeah, so this definitely is weakening. I hope it's not recycling. because that would be really bad. That's moving into a heavily populated area. Not that it already didn't go through one, but this is definitely starting to weaken here. I think that if we do see another one, it would probably have to be past Laporte, kind of. It takes a while for them to recycle. This one here is definitely strong. It sucks that there's no radars nearby, but that is definitely a stronger tornado for sure. Range line, Forest City, Shelby. Shelby's already been hit. Here, Hebron. That's definitely right in the path. So this is gonna be a cool thing to see as this moves in. Actually, I might go take some videos. Actually, look outside, kind of pause it. Um, Actually, I'm gonna do that really quickly. Hold on. Give me 1 second here. I'm gonna pause this really quick. Just go look outside, quick out the window, out the front window. I will be right back in a second. Alrighty. Wow. I encourage everybody to go look out a window or even go outside really quickly. This is a big shelf cloud. It is a beautiful thing to see. Uh, Here I'm not sure how good it's gonna show up. There is a massive shelf cloud right there. It is wow. I mean, it's just a really cool thing to see. I would recommend everybody go outside right now and look at it. You don't see this that often, and usually when you do see this, it means bad danger. But right now, I mean, no better time than now. Go take a picture. Feel free to send it to me. It is insane. It is beautiful thing to see. Lightning behind it, and it really shows you about like the rain and everything. You know, the wall of wind that you can kind of see. You can kind of see the clouds start to drop down. That really shows like how the air is getting sucked up, and it's coming right back down, and that's the wind just pushing it. And like I said, these clouds are reaching past where jets fly. I mean, it's just crazy. And this storm here is, I believe, closing in on. Whoa! Hold on. Hold on here. That just caught my eye. Actually, there's a few. All right, we might not be done yet. This is really catching my eye here, especially near Oswego, Boulder Hill. This is catching my eye. I'm not liking this. I'm gonna have to wait till this refreshes before I can make a judgment. This is a minute ago. This is the same here. Oh wow, near Geneva here. This is also, I'm not liking this either. Possibly a little bit of rotation here. Oh, I'm not. If anybody out here can see this or is looking at this, if there's any rotation in the sky, please let me know. That is. I gotta wait a second for this to refresh. Here we go. Just refreshed. So no, hold on here. So this is kind of worrying me a little bit here. Nonetheless, this is a pretty strong wind gust here. This is it's not 90 miles an hour. I'd probably say around 55 to 60. There's some pretty strong winds moving here. Here's the refresh through Oswego here, Boulder Hill. Um, okay, so this out here in Geneva. Oh, here we go. Severe thunderstorm warning. As I was just about to say. Uh, oh, tornado possible. We got 75-mile-per-hour winds possible. We got a considerable damage threat. Small hail pea-sized. Man, that could not have come at a better time. If there is a possible tornado, this is what they are talking about right here. Boulder Hill, Aurora. Anybody out here in that area, if you got a picture, send that to me. Obviously, oh, tornado warning. We got a tornado warning here. We got a tornado warning here for Bartlett. As I was just talking about, there is definitely rotation right there. We have a tornado warning for Bartlett, Schaumburg, um, Elk Grove, Roselle. Anybody watching, get indoors. It's not time for basement yet, but definitely get inside. This is rotation, not on the ground yet. This is catching my eye. Yeah, this is rotating. This is definitely rotating. All right, this is the time. You guys need to get into your safe spot. You guys need to get down underground here. Bartlett, especially. Hanover Park, Elk Grove. This is moving east at about, let's see here. So we got a tornado moving east at 35 miles an hour. Anybody in this path, get underground now. And then we have another one here in Aurora. This is definitely rotation. I cannot stress this enough. This is rotation right here. Boulder Hill, Aurora. You guys probably getting past it here. Naperville, Woodridge, Darien, Downers Grove, Bolingbrook. Keep your guard up for a tornado warning. Um, Bartlett right here. This is kind of worrying me a little bit. This is looking like it's got the potential for a strong, stronger tornado. I'm not gonna say insanely strong tornado. This one I have my eye on a lot more. This looks pretty scary here. This is definitely getting to be kind of a tight couplet. Oh, I gotta load the chat back up here because I'm not seeing any of this. Um, so how many tornadoes right now? We're looking at one near Bartlett, possibly another one near Aurora. This one could definitely be stronger. Not seeing anything for immediate DuPage County right here. Definitely we gotta be ready for these because anything could happen here. Yorkville, they just got hit with some damaging wind gusts. These are definitely strong winds. 60 miles an hour. This is more like it. 55 to 60 miles an hour. There is There is definitely, yeah, there is rotation here. This is tornado warned. Observed tornado. We have an observed tornado on the ground. I repeat, observed tornado on the ground. Schaumburg, Elk Grove, Bartlett, get underground now. There's an observed tornado on the ground. We don't know how strong it is or anything right now. Please get underground. And yeah, there's a tornado right here. This should be tornado warned. This needs to be tornado warned. Woodridge, get ready. This is coming right at you. This is rotation. This is a funnel. Please take this seriously. There is multiple, multiple. Oh my, and we have another one right here. This could also be more rotation. These storms are starting to rotate rapidly. This is actually going to be in the track for Wheaton, Naperville, Downers Grove, Lombard, parts of Villa Park, actually, and I would have to say Maybe Westmont will be in this too. There is rotation along this whole line. There's rotation here near Schaumburg. Tornado on the ground heading towards Schaumburg. Get underground now. This is definitely rotating. Nothing like we're seeing down here in Indiana, but there is definitely potential for these to strengthen. This needs to be tornado warned. I don't know why it isn't. There is rotation right here. This whole area, Naperville, Woodridge, Downers Grove, please be ready. You guys have a funnel cloud, if not a tornado, coming right at you. I'm going to focus here on Schaumburg. We are looking at a for sure observed tornado on the ground. Expires in 32 minutes. You guys need to be in a safe place, away from glass, because these winds are definitely going to be strong. We're looking, I'm going to take a look here at a different tilt just to see what we got going on. Yeah, there is rotation right here in Bartlett. This is about 4 minutes ago, so I would have to say by now it would be just past Bartlett. This is going straight down the DuPage County, Cook County borderline. There is a confirmed tornado on the ground. And then especially right here, this is more rotation. So this just refreshed not too long ago. This needs to be tornado warned. I don't know what they're doing here. Let me see if I can get some pictures here. So yeah, this is still rotating. There is still rotation here. Um, Rotation here in Schaumburg still. Observed tornado still on the ground. There is a observed tornado on the ground still. I'm trying to look to see if anything's been posted or what's going on here. So excuse me for just 1 second here. All right. Nothing that I am seeing. So yeah, there is a observed tornado on the ground in Bartlett. It is moving towards Elk Grove Village. South parts of Schaumburg, you guys need to get down. Roselle, you guys need to get down. Itasca, you got to be ready here. Still rotation going on here. Not tornado warned yet. There is 100,000% rotation right there. We'll have to see if this hooks. So, oh, actually, I'm also gonna be watching right around here for possibly potentially a hook echo. Um, so we're not really seeing a hook echo here, but we are. So these storms kind of broke off, as you can see here. And here we go. Here's a new. Yeah, there is a hook echo there. This might start rotating soon. Still rotation here. Not sure. There's definitely not a tornado, but there definitely could be a funnel. This is still an observed tornado on the ground in southern DuPage County, in or I'm sorry, in northern DuPage County, in southern northern Cook, in the southern part of the Panhandle of Cook. There is a observed tornado on the ground. So we're definitely we're facing this head on now. Still 70-mile-per-hour wind threat for parts of Will County. We are seeing the storm start to move near the 355 line here. So near 355 and along this line here, we are seeing these storms start to move. I think that anywhere north or anywhere, I'm sorry, anywhere east of that line, we got to be taking this seriously. Any one of these could start rotating at any second. Please take this seriously. Oh man, I'm actually so this is starting to weaken down, which is really good to see. We're definitely seeing weakening. Could definitely. I'm not sure if it's confirmed on the ground still. It doesn't look like it should be. I'm gonna have to look here at the reflectivity model. So it's good that we're not seeing any hooking. Not a lot of hooking going on with this one. I'm gonna actually put these side by side. This one is gonna be the reflectivity, which you're gonna see, which is rain and everything. Um, so I am starting to hear rain outside the window here. All right, so this is the wind. This is the rain. We're seeing this start to move in here more. We have a strong wind gust here. This is a pretty gnarly line. This is going to be heading right for Woodridge. This could definitely cause a little bit of damage. So I would have to say Woodridge, get away from windows. Not, a tornado situation. You don't get down. You don't have to. I do hear sirens going off here in DuPage now. Not seeing a warning. Yeah, I am hearing tornado sirens in the distance. I believe these would be for this tornado warning. Still observed on the ground. Oh, I hear it. Yeah, we do have a tornado warning. I'm not seeing anything. So I would have to say that this is for the storm in southern. Yep, and that just got shrunk. So let's see if they update it, see if it's still on the ground. So no, it is most likely lifted. So that is a good sign to see. That this storm has most likely lifted and is off the ground. I'm not seeing much rotation. There could definitely still be a funnel cloud. Pretty cool one if that. But Schaumburg, you guys were spared, which is good. Um, I am still hearing warnings going off. I'm gonna take a look. Oh, here we go. Tornado warning issued for Lombard, Illinois. We have a tornado warning issued for Lombard, Elmhurst, Villa Park, Downers Grove. This was the exact cell I was talking about 20 minutes ago. My phone is gonna start buzzing and beeping here. I'm sorry if it does. I'll try to get that off. Hold on, it's on Do Not Disturb. All right, we have a tornado warning. We have a tornado warning in DuPage County. I repeat, tornado warning issued for our area. If you are outside, please move inside.
This area until 8:30 p.m. Central Daylight Saving Time. Take shelter now in a basement or an interior room on the lowest floor of a sturdy building. If you are outdoors, in a mobile home, or in a vehicle, closest substantial shelter and protect yourself from flying debris. Check media.
What? All right, so we might be having to take shelter here soon. I will. Let me just organize some things really quick. I know this is a bad moment. Hold on, give me 1 second. Alrighty, guys, there is a tornado warning issued for our area. Again, I'm sorry for doing that, but I had to get everything in check. We have a tornado warning issued. Naperville, Illinois, right here. This is what we're looking at directly. In the path here, we have Downers Grove, Westmont. You guys need to be getting ready to get into your safe spot. The tornado warnings are still going off. We do have this tornado warning for Schaumburg still. No reports of it being on the ground for our DuPage County Lombard one. So we are still fine with that situation. I am not liking Yeah, this is a tough one. I'm not really liking this because of how fast these winds are going. Um, Let me get my phone off of Do Not Disturb really quick. All right, so yes. Again, tornado warning, DuPage County. We are under a tornado warning. Tornado watch should be allowed to expire pretty soon. We have a severe thunderstorm warning now issued for Cook County with a 70-mile-per-hour threat. DuPage County, you guys gotta get ready. These winds are gonna be strong. These winds are gonna be powerful and have the potential to knock down trees. Maybe blow out windows. So you guys gotta know when it's time. I am still hearing tornado sirens going off. This tornado warning is still in effect. Also, if the power cuts out, I'm really sorry. There is nothing I can do about it. If the power does cut out, I'll try to get back, depending on if the power comes on. If not, I'll probably just make a post about it. Other than that, we are still monitoring this situation here. Waiting for a recent update. These storms are moving in fast. We have a fast moving tornado warning. I'm not seeing, it's not going to be anything like what we saw in Roselle for what I'm seeing. So we're seeing this moving northeast at 45. Severe thunderstorm capable of producing a tornado was located over Naperville. So that was over Naperville about 5 minutes ago. We're still watching this really carefully. I am starting to hear the wind start to pick up. Let me. Actually, no, we're good. We'll thug it out up here. So yeah, tornado possible. We have a tornado warning still issued. No reports of it on the ground. Here we go. Recent refresh here model. Look at velocity. These are strong winds moving into Downers Grove. Downers Grove, please take cover now. There is a strong patch of winds here. There is a little kind of a cluster of strong wind gusts here. Please take cover. Not seeing crazy rotation. This Schaumburg tornado warning should be allowed to expire relatively quickly. I think that they could get that out of here pretty soon. But again, if you are driving anywhere, if you are on the road, please pull over somewhere, not under a bridge. Please pull over to maybe a store, something with sturdy walls. This isn't looking like maybe a confirmed tornado. Definitely, they're just keeping their eye on it. They're not seeing. I do believe the tornado sirens just cut off. So this warning here, it should be allowed to expire relatively soon. Definitely still strong winds here. Darien, you guys are getting strong winds. Bolingbrook, you guys are getting Woodridge, Downers Grove, strong winds. Lombard, Elmhurst, Villa Park, we are still in this warning. This warning again should be allowed to expire pretty quickly. To my knowledge, they have to keep it just for a little bit longer, just in case. But again, we're not seeing anything like we saw with the Roselle slash Schaumburg warning. Strong winds though, for sure. Hail, no reports of hail. Let me just look out my window really quick. Oh my God, it is pitch black outside. This is the craziest thing I've ever seen actually not ever seen. I've seen some crazier stuff, but this is the craziest thing in a while. It is pitch black outside. Please guys get indoors. Not basement worthy yet, but please do get indoors. I gotta say, probably about another 5 minutes, and we will be out of the clear. Once this passes, once this little cluster of storms passes here, we are gonna be perfectly fine. Once that passes, actually next week we're looking at some really nice, calm, cool weather, which is good. Um, no more of this crazy tornado stuff next week. Um, but as we go on, we are, in severe weather season, so this is definitely dying off here. I'm glad that it is. We are not seeing. I'm going to go to tilt 2 here. We're not seeing anything crazy. Winds are definitely still powerful. There are powerful winds moving through Downers Grove, Darien. You guys might be without power. I'm not 100% sure here. But yeah, I hope I did a good enough job at telling people and posting about it that there is gonna be some crazy weather today. I really hope that everybody knows. And obviously, my phone number, everything's open. You guys just text me pictures. You got some cool pictures, I'll show it and everything. You got some cool videos I'll show. I'll probably do a segment about that, maybe post a video about that later. And the Sox game just got postponed. Not that anybody cares. Um, and yeah, so we're looking at about 17 minutes left on this warning. I think it will expire really soon though. We're seeing still these wins, obviously, pretty strong. I'm glad we didn't see, anything. There was honestly, I could think that there would probably be maybe a funnel cloud spotted or something. So hopefully we'll get a video about that, or maybe someone you posted on social media or the news. We'll see it. Hopefully one way or the other we'll see it. But pretty cool thing to see close to home. I know it freaks out a lot of people, but I promise if you're downstairs in the right position, you guys are fine. And you guys under stairs or in an interior room, it's fine. Nothing crazy. So yeah, we got about another 2 3 minutes on this. As soon as we get past this part here, we will be perfectly fine. I would say by 8:20, you guys could probably go outside and check out the clouds. So yeah, tornado watch is probably gonna be allowed to expire for this part of Illinois. For anything really south here of Lake and Kane, I'm sorry, Kane. Yeah, this whole little portion here should be allowed to expire. Tornado warning still in effect for DuPage County. I just want to say that I'm very grateful for everybody that joined. We're still seeing 70-mile-per-hour wind gusts here. Darien, Palos Hills. There's definitely some stronger winds in there. And that is going right for the city. So anybody in Chicago, I'm maybe yeah, that's looking to take aim probably around excuse me, probably around the loop or the south part of Chicago. I'm not thinking it's going to be a direct hit as of now, but things could change. I'm gonna have to say anybody that's downtown, any concerts or anything, be indoors, be ready in case something does happen. But other than that, it shouldn't be that big of a deal. So one thing did kind of catch my eye here. So yeah, see, this is what I was talking about actually. Let me get this full screened. So this is what I was talking about. So yeah, tornado watch allowed to expire for just where I thought it would be. Oh wow, we have a observed tornado report here. We have a public report of a tornado on the ground. So this is gonna be pretty cool to see tomorrow. We're gonna be seeing a lot of pictures and videos of tornadoes in this area. Hopefully we get some from our area. That'd be pretty cool. This warning should probably really be allowed to expire soon. I think that maybe 5 minutes or so it'll be allowed to expire. I do want to go back and take a look at what I was seeing, try to explain it to people. All right, all right. So this is what I was seeing, and you can go back, look at it, whatever you want. I talked about it. I was telling everybody. So right around here, this is where we saw a kind of a spin up. Where the red meets the green, obviously, and that white part, it's a pretty strong wind gust, and that is kind of a little like clump, and if it pushes into the other one, it's gonna wrap around it, and that's what we kind of saw with that, and that's what the National Weather Service saw, and I kind of agree with that, but at the same time, I feel like that warning should have been issued maybe a little bit earlier. It was pretty obvious for probably about 10 minutes before they issued the tornado warning, but I predicted that pretty well. I think actually I gotta look at this little area here. Yeah, right. Yeah, there could have been maybe a funnel cloud. If there was a funnel cloud, I have to say probably over Naperville actually. So I doubt this tornado warning is going to be allowed to expire. Okay, I can now say, oh, here we go, tornado warning. So that's a hard one. I don't know why they would issue a tornado warning for that. Okay, so that's an interesting one. This is for the immediate city of Chicago. This is for the loop. This is for everywhere south of 290. So anywhere south of 290 in Cook County, you guys have a tornado warning. Nothing confirmed, nothing crazy going on here. Maybe a few spots of interest. I think that Lombard, you guys are now in the clear. Give me 1 second here. Alrighty, so we have a tornado warning for the immediate city of Chicago. I want to see the population under this really quick. So we have. Actually, I don't think I have that setting on. So moving east, wow, 65 miles per hour. So that is highway speed. That is what I was talking about with these winds here. These winds are whipping. Right here especially. Man, that is like I said. This is. You can go back to earlier in the video. This is kind of our original Tornado Alley close to Chicago, and these winds here are really proving my point. We got some that I don't know about 86, maybe up to 80. We'll see. We have a weather machine type of thing, or wind monitor type of thing at we have one at Midway, and then we have one at O'Hare. I think O'Hare is gonna get the best reading because this is right in it. So I'm gonna see if I can see anything on velocity with this little one. So I don't know why it said O'Hare was right here because it's definitely not. But that is ORD. So sorry for that. But yeah, these winds here are definitely whipping. I'm gonna go back to the main one here at K Lot. This is the National Weather Service of Chicago. Um, Storms are these are whipping. These winds are whipping. These are gonna hit. I would have to say immediate Chicago, like immediate downtown Chicago. South Loop for sure. Um, Definitely South Side. I would say anywhere from probably from the North Loop down all the way to Whiting, Indiana to Hammond, Indiana. Again, I really hope there isn't a tornado in Hammond, right? Because that would suck. I think that maybe maybe a little bit of rotation in this little spot right here. I gotta look and see at the reflectivity. That'd be a crazy spot for there to be a tornado because that would be right into Chicago. So I think I'm probably just gonna yeah. So that warning was allowed to expire. That's good. Good to see. I think I'm just gonna let this play out. Um, for everybody, at the concert, be careful. These winds are gonna be very strong. If you take cover, you should be fine. Could be a lot of debris flying around. Other than that, it should be all right. Thank you for watching. Thank you guys for all of your support. Thank you guys for joining. Wouldn't be possible without you guys, obviously. Um, I will see you guys on the next one. Hopefully, I did a good job at warning you about it and predicting it and, spreading the word to people. But I'm going to go see if I can get some good pictures outside of the storm moving east. Thank you guys for watching.